Welcome, Blues fans, to AG Chelsea TV, your ultimate source for all the latest Chelsea news. For the most comprehensive Chelsea coverage, subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell to get instant alerts on all our new videos. Chelsea open to sell Nicolas Jackson. Chelsea have set a steep asking price for Nicolas Jackson after a Premier League club entered the race to secure his signature. Jackson enjoyed a relatively promising first season at Stamford Bridge following a £32 million move from Villarreal in 2023, scoring 17 goals in all competitions. But the Senegal international went backwards last season, only scoring one Premier League goal in the second half of the campaign. Wastefulness in front of goal has not been his own problem either, with Jackson seeing red in 2 of his last 5 appearances, including in Chelsea's Club World Cup defeat to Flamengo. Jackson started that game from the bench as Enzo handed new signing Liam Delap his first Chelsea start since his £30 million move from Ipswich Town. It was recently suggested by ex-Chelsea star John Obi Mikel that Jackson would remain Maresca's first-choice striker next season ahead of Delap, who scored more goals than his new teammate for a team that were relegated from the Premier League. But Chelsea have seemingly already decided to put their faith in Delap and are therefore open to offers for Jackson. On Saturday, it was reported that Juventus had opened talks with Chelsea to discuss a deal for the 24-year-old. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano says an unnamed Premier League club are also showing interest in Jackson, who Chelsea value at between €55 million to €60 million. Given Chelsea's steep asking price of around £50 million, Juventus are ready to turn to other targets unless the Blues shown a willingness to lower their demands. After being sent off in Chelsea's second Club World Cup fixture, Flamengo boss Felipe Luis backed Jackson to develop into one of the best strikers in the world. When asked about Jackson's red card, Felipe Luis said, "First of all, I love Chelsea. I spent one really happy season there. We won the Premier League and the League Cup, and I made special friends and played with the best players in the world for a season, and I was really happy there. So I know how the club is special and how the club needs to win titles because of the pressure inside the club. It happens. But Jackson, is so good. He's young. He has all the potential and quality the club needs. For sure, he will surpass this little mistake. I think it was clear. I just saw it in front of me. I haven't seen it on the TV yet, but for me it was a red. But it is just a small detail for a player who is a big player. He can be one of the biggest strikers in the world." Chelsea plan to sign Dutch striker. Most Chelsea fans would like to see the club sign another striker, even though they already have Nicolas Jackson and Liam Delap in their ranks. In fact, there are some question marks around the Senegalese international, who recently saw a red card against Flamengo. This was not an isolated event either. He had also been sent off against Newcastle United in an important game. His performances have not been strong enough to justify these headaches. Juventus have been linked with a move for Jackson in recent days. But he is not the only striker who appears to be on their radar. Another one is Emegha. The Dutch striker enjoyed a stellar 24-25 campaign with Strasbourg, as he scored 14 goals in 27 League One appearances. It is not hard to see why that kind of form would interest Juventus. But as reported by Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea are planning for Emegha to be part of their squad from summer 2026. He is expected to stay at Strasbourg this season and then join the Blues project next year if all goes to plan. The issue with signing Emegha is that he would represent another project signing for the club. The 22-year-old still has a lot of rough edges to his game and does not look ready to lead the line for Chelsea. Perhaps he will smoothen some of those over the coming season. Of course, with Emegha at Strasbourg, Chelsea are in the driver's seat when it comes to any future deal. Let's see how things play out. Also, it will be interesting to see what Chelsea decide to do this summer. If the duo of Jackson and Delap fails at the Club World Cup, will that convince them to go out and sign a top striker? Chelsea ready Mike Magnan bid. Chelsea went into the match as clear favourites against Flamengo, but ended up delivering a performance to forget, losing 3-1 against the Brazilian side. As for Robert Sanchez, he gifted Flamengo their first goal, with Bruno Henrique getting to a ball that bounced in front of the keeper and should have been comfortably saved. Also, he probably should have done more to prevent the second goal. On his day, Sanchez can perform at a world-class level, but his display against the Brazilian club once again highlighted why Chelsea are actively searching for a more reliable player between the posts. He simply has not been consistent enough for any significant length of time. The Blues have already identified AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Magnan as someone they'd like to sign, and the goalkeeper has reportedly already agreed to personal terms with Chelsea on a 6-year deal. However, they failed to get the deal over the line in their first attempt before the Club World Cup, with the Italian club refusing to budge on their valuation of the goalie. According to Team Talk, Chelsea are ready to launch a second bid to sign a top goalkeeper this summer as Enzo Maresca wants to upgrade the number 1 position. The Blues have not closed the chapter on Maignan and are now planning to make another move after the Club World Cup. AC Milan failed to qualify for the Champions League after a disappointing campaign in which they finished 8th, making it their worst league finish in a decade. But despite the tough season, the French keeper kept 13 clean sheets in 38 Serie A matches. Maignan has only 1 year left on his contract and is believed to be eager to play for Chelsea, where he could enjoy playing top-level European football. It remains to be seen if the Blues can successfully negotiate with AC Milan to bring the player or fail to do so and end up pursuing someone else instead. Bayern Munich rival Chelsea for Jamie Gittens. The transfer window reopened last week, and while Chelsea's focus has been on the events in the USA, that hasn't stopped rumours surrounding the activity in West London. According to Features, Bayern Munich have joined the race to sign Borussia Dortmund attacker Jamie Gittens. The English prospect has captured the attention of Chelsea, who tried to test the Bundesliga club's resolve prior to the tournament. However, Dortmund stood firm, leaving the Blues with limited options in wide areas. Gittens' future at Signal Iduna Park looks uncertain, with reports elsewhere suggesting that he has already, verbally, agreed a contract in West London. However, the outlet has now claimed that Bayern are looking to the winger as an alternative after seemingly losing out on Nico Williams, who is reportedly on the verge of making the move to Barcelona. Bayern Munich are increasing their pursuit of attacking options, especially after losing out on Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. It comes as no surprise that they are looking to sign Gittens following reports that Bayern are looking at Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo. Chelsea have earmarked Gittens as an option and would not wish to pursue an option, only to miss out weeks later. Chelsea eyeing Kolo Muani. In a report from L'Equipe, Chelsea are reportedly tracking Paris Saint-Germain striker Randal Kolo Muani. It remains to be seen whether the France player has a future with the Champions League holders after spending time on loan at Juventus this season. The outlet has suggested that talks have been opened over the 26-year-old after a successful short-term period with the Serie A club. Juve are reportedly keen on making the move permanent, but face competition from Chelsea, who would have undoubtedly been impressed by his showing in the Club World Cup after his brace helped the Italian club past Al-An. There is no mention of a specific price tag, but reports have emerged in light of doubts that have been cast over Chelsea striker Nicolas Jackson. Cashing in on Nicolas Jackson might be a good idea if doubts have already crept in. Kolo Muani is coming into form on the back of a torrid spell with the Parisians, and signing a player of his caliber while they're enjoying a purple patch may be a stroke of genius. The only pitfall for Chelsea would be the financial demands they may be burdened with, especially with the stock rising in the former Eintracht Frankfurt forward, as well as this Jackson's poor run of form may not make him so desirable. That's all for today's Chelsea news. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated with everything happening at Stamford Bridge, don't forget to subscribe to AG Chelsea TV and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.